Guys, it's the Addi Queen, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute little snowman guy. Isn't he so sweet? He does stand up on his own. I didn't make a hat, so the top is cinched and of course the bottom is. But I'm going to take you step by step through creating a cute little snowman. So you are going to need quite a few things for this tutorial. Of course you're going to need white yarn, and then your yarn for your scarf. I've been using these glass things to put a little bit of weight in the bottom so he stands up. And then in here, there are buttons that are the shapes of carrots. And then I have safety eyes, a needle and thread. And then you're going to need a yarn needle, scissors, and then whatever knitting machine you're using. I'm using my Addi king size, and for the scarf I'm using my Addi 22. So without further ado, let's hop into this tutorial. To start out, we're going to pull from the middle of our skein here, and you don't really have to leave much of a tail, and we're just going to cast on like normal. When I am doing projects like this and I don't use a tensioner, a good way to keep consistent tension is to put your hand on the counter here and hold the yarn in it. For this size snowman, I have been doing anywhere from 70 to 80 rows. I prefer doing 70. Alright, I just finished my 70 rows. So you're going to cut a decent tail. It doesn't have to be super duper long, but you do want it to be long enough to cast off, obviously. And we're just going to do our normal cast off, running our thread through every single stitch, just like taking off a hat or a pumpkin or whatever else you may be making. So I'll just take all these off real quick. Okay, I'm going to pull this tight, take my loom out of the way. I'm going to zoom us in here so you can see what I'm doing better. So we're going to tuck this in like you're closing up a reversible beanie. That's the best analogy I can come up with. Make sure that's nice and tight. Pull this, and obviously we're going to do the same with this end. You kind of have to tuck it in a little bit or it kind of just looks like trash. Alright. Now you're going to choose what you want to be your outside. I just look at which one of these looks better because whatever's on the outside will be on top of his head. I like this one better. So we're going to tuck this inside just like you're making a pumpkin. And this is the spot, not the spot, I'm sorry, the point when you're going to add your eyes and your nose. So I think I'm going to use like a medium-sized nose, 2 eyes, and 2 coverings. I did buy these noses and eyes off of Amazon, but they did not come in this little case. I already had it. Ooh, I lost 2 little noses. To find the noses, I just looked up pumpkin buttons. Not pumpkin, I'm sorry. Man, my mind is on fall still. I looked up carrot button noses, came right up. So first I'm just going to stab these through here and kind of see what I like best before I actually attach them. I think that's pretty good height. My main concern is the nose. On my last one, I put the nose too low and it looked kind of goofy. So I'm going to flip this inside out and make sure your eyes poke through both layers. So here's my first eye. I'm going to put the backing on it. This does take a little bit of work. Here we go. That one's on. Now we're going to get the other one. Push. Get the backing. It's kind of hard to get them on because you are going through 2 layers of knit, so you got to push them a little hard. Now that my eyes are on here, they look kind of crooked. Not gonna lie to you, that's not good. No, we're good. Okay. I'm gonna take my button, get my needle and thread out. I'm using orange thread. I'm sure that black or whatever other color would look good too. I'm just gonna cut some thread off and thread my needle. Hardest part of the whole thing is threading your needle, I promise. Of course, maybe I shouldn't use such a small needle, then I wouldn't have this problem, huh? Oh my goodness, okay. And we got it. So when I sew on buttons like this, I start from the inside. I'm not going to pull my thread all the way through. Go back down. I am going to look here. Okay, we're going up. I promise I totally didn't stab myself just now. Alright, I think this will be good. So we'll finish, take our needle off, and then to secure it, I tie both ends of my threads together in a knot. Ta-da! Here's my cute little snowman face. Yay! Honestly though, hear me out. This might be kind of a cute beanie. If someone were to do this on a beanie and maybe do like a red brim, that might be cute. Now with this, you can rotate your nose some. Now we're going to cut a kind of long strand of thread. And just like your pumpkins, when you're closing up the bottom, we have to close up the bottom of this too. So, same concept here. We're just going to go in between the 2 layers as far as we can. And then come up when you have to. And then you go down the same place you came up. Just work your way all the way around. I am also working on a Santa pattern for a Santa that's around this size. So I might be publishing that soon, who knows. Now is the fun part, where your snowman really starts to come alive. Stuff him full of polyfill. I always put a lot in here. Like, it's better to have more polyfill than you need than to not have enough. And then I'm going to put a couple of beads in here. I don't really know what you would call these. They're not beads. They're just glass circles. Put some right here so our snowman will stand up. Cinch this as tight as you can. It's not going to be perfect because it is hard to get it to cinch all the way. That's why I always use this end as the bottom. But to make it look less ugly, you can run your yarn needle through a little bit. And then we'll take this side, run it through the bottom here and the top here. And then we're just going to tie these two together pretty tight. Oh my goodness, my yarn broke. I pulled too tight. Okay. We can recover from this because I tied a knot at the beginning, so my whole thing's not going to unravel, thankfully. That's one thing when you're working on projects like this, you do have to be careful because it can happen to any of us. Your yarn can just snap if you put too much stress on it. Okay. I'm going to pull through here to make a knot. And then I'm going to stick my needle in, have it come out some random spot, snip. Well, this is what we've got now. Isn't it cute? Not. It does stand up though. So then I kind of push them down and roll it a little bit to kind of shape it and squeeze. And now you got to decide where you want to accentuate the body to make the head. Now this one I showed at the beginning was 80 rows and this one is 70, so you can see that does make a height difference. So we're going to take our yarn. Oh, hi kitty. And we're going to thread onto our needle. And you're just going to go down and up all the way around. Kind of weaving through your snowman guy. Do your best to stay on the same row. That way he's consistent all the way around. I'm not always the best at this, but it works out in the end because we do put a scarf on. Now we're going to take both of these ends, we're going to pull, we're going to tie it in a knot. And then this is where you really have to be careful that your yarn doesn't split. Okay, we're going to tie the rest of the knot here. And then I cut both these ends to be the same. Sorry, since I put rocks in the bottom of it, it just wants to stand up. Like so. That's why it keeps moving like that. So again, I'm just tucking these in randomly on the inside. And then for his head, we are also going to tuck this thread inside as well, just so it looks better. I'll shape him a little bit. I'm going to snip. Now I'm going to take my 22 needle and my yarn. Just a normal cast on. You don't need much of a tail at all. And if you made your snowman 80 rows, I suggest doing 100 rows for the scarf. But if you made it 70, I suggest doing 80 rows for the scarf, just because you don't need the scarf to be quite as long. Now that I'm at 80 rows, we're gonna snip a tail, and then we're gonna take this off the same way we took off our snowman. If I can find where I put my yarn needle, because I always just misplace everything all the time. What in the world? Hey, I'm back with my yarn needle. Yippee. So unprofessional. I apologize. But that's just part of the fun, you know. You never know what you're gonna get with my channel. A lot of people are really good at editing and their videos look really professional, which I can edit, but that's just not me, you know. I kind of like to try to be more personal and real with you guys. I'm not perfect. I am far from it. I'm not even gonna pretend that I know everything. Okay. We're gonna pull and just tie a knot. Nothing big here on the scarf. Go down through the center here. Come out randomly somewhere down the line. We're gonna snip it. We're gonna go in here and find the other end. I just love this yarn. Look how pretty. Maybe that's why they call it I love this yarn, because so many people just love it. I don't know. We'll do the same thing on this end. Tie our knot and then tuck our tail in. Cut it. And now for the fun part, we're gonna wrap this around our snowman, tie a knot, and then I do go around and kind of move it down and shape my guy a little better. Squish him where I want him to be. And that is it. So again, for comparison, this one here was 70 rows. And I should have put more polyfill in this one than I did. And this one was 80 rows. So that's my snowman so far. I hope this tutorial helped you guys. I would love to see your feedback. I do have a Facebook group. If you search it up, it is Addi Queen's Videos and More. And I do believe that through YouTube, you can email me. I would just love to see your guys' work. Thank you guys so much for watching and bearing with me. Happy crafting. I hope you guys have a wonderful fall and that your craft fair season is good. This is, you know, when things really pick up for us. So I hope that you guys have the best of luck. Have a good day, everyone.